Right, welcome back to another video from the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator here at Clark and Addison. And in this game, we're going to play out the fourth quarter of a game I started yesterday. Playing the new 3D10 dice football game. Doesn't have a name yet or anything like that, so I thought I would try in this game using actual NFL teams and using, you can see here, their play action football offense and defense numbers. So that's basically their ratings. So I think the Patriots are a 0 -1 and the Bills are a 2 -1. So the Bills have a +1 advantage on offense and the Patriots have a -1 on offense. So the game is probably about what we expect. This is the 2023 version of these teams, and Buffalo is up 41-14 at the start of the fourth quarter. They're at the Patriots 30-yard line, and I just wanted to come on here and point out some of the newer features that I've added into the game. First, we have punts here. The punts are going to be a little bit more varied, so you can have a punt that forces the opponent to start at the 35, the 30, or the 25, so sort of a gradation or a variation in punts. I've made a few changes here on the 3D10 roll, and then I also added this blitz roll. So you can see that you're going to roll it every time. That'll be this D6. And a 1 is an unsuccessful blitz. And so it's like you blitz, but you didn't get home, right? And so that sort of leaves you exposed a little bit on the offensive side. So that's actually going to be a +3, which pushes you toward these bigger plays. 2 to 5 means there's no blitz on the play, and then a 6 is a successful blitz. So the blitz gets home, it forces some chaos or pressure, and you're going to subtract 3. So that pushes you down toward interceptions, fumbles, incomplete passes, stuff like that. So very similar to what happens when we use these in play action football, where it kind of moves you up and down the chart. We're also adding these in, so that +1 is going to be added to the 3D10 roll. So with an unsuccessful blitz, you're going to add +4 for the Patriots. It'll be +2 for the Patriots and +4 for the Bills. On a successful blitz, then the Bills are going to subtract 4, and the Bills will subtract 2, and the Patriots will subtract 4. So when the blitz gets home for the Bills, it's a lot better. So it's been pretty good so far, 41-14. I don't know what the actual scores were, but the 2023 Bills were a really good team, and so we'll see how it goes here for the rest of the quarter. Shouldn't take too long for just one quarter of play. Nothing has changed with timing. I did add in some extra thoughts here about red zone decisions and what to do. Like if you're inside of 2 minutes and you hit on the red zone decision, what do you do? And then if you roll the red zone decision while you're inside the red zone, what does that mean for the gameplay? And then I do have a Hail Mary that I've included into the game guide. A couple people have asked for the game guide or for the files, and so if you want those, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. I'll be happy to send those to you. So let's play out the rest of this quarter. We're starting the fourth, and it is the Bills at the 30-yard line. You can already see here that we've got a successful blitz, so it's a roll of a 6. So we need to make those adjustments. So 16 + 7 is 23. We add the 1 for the Bills, so 24, and then we subtract 3. So that's going to take it down to a 21. That's going to be a 10-yard gain, and takes the ball and puts it at the Patriots 20. So another good blitz. Blitz gets home. 6, 9 + 1 is 10. -3 is 7. 7, there's a fumble on the play, so you can see how it kind of pushes them into worse scenarios. All right, and the fumble is a 7. That means the defense recovers at the line of scrimmage. So good play by the Patriots as they take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. We got a 5, 11. 11 minus 1 is 10. That's a stuffed run for no gain. So here's a blitz that doesn't get home, and so that's going to be an advantage to the offense, but they need it. 6, 7 minus 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9, and that still is going to add a loss on the play. So that'll be a tackle for loss, minus 3 yards. So we do move the clock on that since it's a tackle for loss, not a penalty. 3rd down and 13. They need a big play here, and they're not going to get it. 5, 6, 7 minus 1 is a 6, another fumble. And this time it's picked up by the offense, but they're going to lose 5 yards. So they don't turn it over. They're going to punt here. Decent punt. They'll take over at the 35-yard line. The Bills will. So Bills with the football. They're up by 27. And this is going to be no effect on the blitz. 11, so 16 plus 3 is 19, plus 1 is 20, and that moves it to a 10-yard gain. So 10-yard pickup on 1st down for the Bills. 6, 8, plus 1 is 9. That's a loss on the play. And that will be a sack for minus 5 yards as Josh Allen takes the loss there. So 2nd and 15. 16 plus 7 is 23, plus 1 is 24. That's a good roll. 24 is going to drive us into a red zone decision. So they get down the field. We take 2 minutes off the clock. And we have a red zone decision to make. I tell you, let's go ahead and kick the field goal just as a matter of showing the field goals. And on the field goal, we're going to take the red zone field goal. So 1 or 2, it's going to be a missed field goal. Otherwise, it'll be made. It's a 10, and that'll be a made field goal for the Bills. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 as the Bills take a 30-point lead. So 17, 22 minus 1 is 21. That'll be a good 10-yard gain out to the 35. Good start to the drive for New England. Let's see if they can put it all together. 16 becomes 15. That's going to be an incomplete pass. You can see there that went from 16 to 15. So it went from a short gain to an incomplete pass. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. 19 becomes 18. So that's a good gain of 5. Still leaves 5 to go for 1st down. 3rd down and 5. We got a successful blitz here, so that'll be minus 3. So 6 and 4 is 10, becomes 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. And we got a fumble on the play. 4 is going to be offense recovers, but they go back 5 yards. So that's going to bring up 4th down. And I think we just got to go for it here. Down by this many. So 14 becomes 13, and that's going to be an incomplete pass as that falls short of the mark, and the Bills are going to take over at the 35-yard line. New England, just 2023, we're not able to put too much together here. I intentionally put a good team with a bad team to see what would happen. So this is going to be 18, 22 plus 1, 23 plus 3 is 26. And that takes us into the red zone again. So another red zone decision. And I'm going to go for it this time, just as a demonstration. So we're using our continuing drive here. A 1 is going to be a turnover on downs. And we do use the blitzing also for this. So if I rolled a 9 and the blitz was successful, it would become a 6. So we do use that. And the blitzes down in the red zone are quite effective one way and the other. But this is going to be a turnover on downs. As the Bills can't get anything going, we subtract 1 minute off the clock. And the Patriots get the ball back. So a 7-15 minus 1 is 14, and that's going to be an incompletion. So a few more calculations to do in your head, but again, pretty basic math here. 17 becomes 22, and 22 becomes 21 with the -1 overall. So that actually is big because it goes from a 15-yard gain to a 10-yard gain. Still a first down, just not as many yards there. And we've got a 23 becomes 22, another 15, so 10, 15. And the ball is out to the 45-yard line of the Patriots. Good drive going here. Got an opportunity. So 12 plus 7 is 19, becomes 18, but then we add 3, so 21. That's another 10 yards. Another chance here, so this is going to be 16 becomes 15, plus 3 is 18, so 5 yards. That'd be a good math exercise if you have any kids in junior high. Just doing quick math in your head. 16, 23, we got the plus 3, so that's 26, and then -1 is 25. That takes us down into the red zone. And one of our things here is if the red zone decision is inside of 2 minutes, what that does, we'll put it down to 15 seconds, and then you just basically have to make a choice. Do you kick the field goal or do you go for the touchdown? Here we're going to go for the touchdown. The game is way out of hand. So we need a 9 or a 10, otherwise this game will be over. It's a 2, and that's going to be the end of the game. So this one ends up 44-14. Buffalo over New England. Again, this is 2023. And just some of the new sort of additions to the game that I've added in. I don't think anything else is different. I did move some of these 3D10 rolls just a little bit here and there. I've got the timing in here now, so you know what to take away. Specifically for the red zone decision, you need to take away 2 minutes once you get to there. And then if you turn it over on downs, you'll take away 1 minute. Otherwise, you just keep rolling until you score a touchdown, or you hit on one of the 9 or 10 for a touchdown as well. All right, so this is, again, if you want to try this game out, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. I've got other football games. This is based off of a game called, I'm basing this part right here off of a game called Play Action Football, which is a full play football game that has several seasons, so 1984, 1985, 2007, 1991, and 2023 at the moment. Still working on 2024, so I don't have those updated numbers for 2024, but you can pick that up at clarkandaddisongaming.com. I've also got another football game called No Huddle Football that's based off of cards, like a deck of cards, and lots of different baseball games, so you can check those out. Precision baseball, on-base baseball, the game of dice baseball. So those are all games that you can purchase at clarkandaddisongaming.com. I've also got a beta of a basketball game called AIG Basketball, and AIG Basketball is kind of a quicker playing, similar to this, kind of a quicker playing full play basketball game where you play everything out, but it only takes you maybe an hour or so to play a full basketball game. And it's got lots, once you learn the rules and the roles, it actually moves quite quickly, and you can get that as well. There's a 3-season beta, so you have 3 full seasons to just try out: 1972, 1986, and 2008 NBA. And you can try out, like, you get every player carded who got into a game, and you can try those seasons out totally for free. Check out the game engine, see if that's something you might want to purchase for the future. I'm working on creating more seasons for that. So I've got 1970 all the way through 1994 completed right now, and I want to release the game with all seasons available, so that's why it's taking a little bit longer for that game. And baseball always gets in the way. Unfortunately, the Braves can't hit their way out of a paper bag, but it's been a rough first series of games. But facing off against the only two undefeated teams in the National League is tough, and the only two undefeated teams in the majors at this point. But hopefully get a win today in LA, and we'll see how it goes. I also have basketball games. If you're interested in more up-tempo basketball, it has several seasons available as well, which is kind of somewhere between quick play and medium play. It is play-by-play, but things speed up, sort of like we have the 2 minutes here. There's like your team can go on a scoring run, and then that wipes off some of the clock, so you don't necessarily always play every single tick of the clock, similar to this game right here. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below. If you have not subscribed to this channel, just click on subscribe. There's always video content coming out. I think this is my second or third video in the last few days. So I go through spurts and fits just like everybody else, and this just happens to be a nice quick playing game that I can get in. If you look at the video previous to this one, you'll find a full play game using some of the an older version of this sheet here. Yesterday I was able to add in a few more things like this blitz roll. Just wanted to be able to do something for the defense, and if you were playing head to head, you could do the blitz like on demand. You wouldn't necessarily have to maybe you could just call it out, or you could give yourself one blitz. Each player can get one blitz per quarter, or one blitz per series, or whatever you want to do. That might get a little bit I don't know how much strategy necessarily that there would be with that, because obviously on third down you're going to want to blitz, and then maybe just calling a blitz and you still have to roll for it. You have to roll to get a 6 for a successful blitz, right? So maybe something like that, where you call the blitz and then you still have to roll to get the blitz, whether it gets home or not. And then if it doesn't get home, you add the +3, and if it does get home, you get the +3. So that would be maybe a more random way to get the blitz in there without there's not like an offensive way to get around the blitz at this point. So there's no audible call or anything like that, which is okay, especially with solo play. It's okay. So your blitz is going to get home 16-17% of the time, and it's going to be unsuccessful 16 or 17% of the time, and then you're going to get no blitz for the rest of that. What is 65% of the time you're going to get no blitz on the play. So you can see that it does come in with the dice roll, but it's not super heavy-handed or anything like that. But it is leading to a little bit more in terms of scoring, but also this +1. It doesn't seem like a lot, but just moving yourself from a 15 to a 16 all the time, or from a 19 to a 20, is just increasing your yardage. So these plays here, incomplete pass, short gain, solid gain, big gain, these are going to be the things that happen the most in the game. Just by the way of the 3 to 30 roll, it kind of has a bell curve like this in terms of how much everything happens. So you're not going to see too many of these. You're not going to see too many of these. But here in the middle, that's where you're going to get more plays happen, just because of the nature of probabilities. So that's going to work in your favor, and then you're going to see that +1 can get you up and down in these middle things, and the difference between 5 yards and 10 yards can sometimes be a first down, right? So it seems subtle. The movement seems subtle, but it has an impact. I could feel it in this game for sure, especially as you as you add the 3. Like if you're unsuccessful, the Bills get a +1, and they add the 3. They got a lot more red zone decisions than the Patriots did. The Patriots got a few, but there's probably 5 red zone decisions that the Bills had. They took a field goal once, maybe twice, and then they scored the other times. I think one time they turned it over. So it's a risk-reward type of system. So you have a turnover on downs that happens 30% of the time, from 4 to 8. So what is that, 50% of the time you're going to get some sort of gain. And then 20% of the time you're going to get an automatic touchdown. Otherwise, you'll have to roll again. And then that 30% sort of turns over again. So every roll that you're in the red zone, you've got a 30% chance that you're going to turn it over on downs. Or you can take basically an 80%, you have a 20% chance of missing this field goal. It's a chippy, in the red zone field goal. So you can take the sure thing, or you can take your chance, and you have a 30% chance of turning it over on downs. So there's a little bit of a strategy and gameplay there. Kind of depends on the score. It depends on how good the team is that you're playing, that kind of stuff. So I thought it would go really well with the play action football ratings, and it seems to work beautifully with that. The score, I think, reflects these two teams from 2023. I didn't look at the actual scores just to see, but let me check on that. So I pulled those up. You can see here that against New England, the Bills lost 29-25. And then down here, they beat New England 27-21. So, yeah. So not too far off from things, but they did score 40 once, and that was against Miami. Almost scored 40 at Washington, almost scored 40 against Las Vegas. So, not out of the realm of possibility for the Bills. I think the 2024 team was significantly better, but they did have an opportunity. It doesn't feel like it's out of whack. All right, I think that's it from here. Again, if you like the video, just give it a thumbs up. If you want to support what I'm doing, just go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. Make a purchase. Most of my games are PDF. I have a few printed products. The On Base Baseball Pocket Edition is printed. You'll have to go follow the links over to the Game Crafter to be able to purchase those. But a very fun game, and it's a pre-printed product that comes about the size of a card deck. And that's a complete season for $20. And it's printed, and basically you just need a score sheet to be able to write down, and you'll need the game engine chart, which comes with the purchase. You can download that. You can also get it in the free section of clarkandaddisongaming.com. You can pick up any number of game engine charts from different decades. If you want to play players in different decades, you can do that. All right, so that's an easy way to support what I'm doing. Most of my games are anywhere between $5 and $20. Play action football is gonna put you back $20, but you get an entire season. It's a full play game. It also includes a simulator that you can simulate games very easily, and it's like a score generator simulator, but it's based off of actual team scoring statistics for that season. There's also an online version where you just put in the team's offense and defensive numbers, run the simulation, and it cranks out a score for you. So I've tried to put as much as I could into that game. I've tried to put as much as I could into Precision Baseball, which is a full play baseball game. I've tried to put as much as I could into up-tempo basketball. Those are sort of my key games. On-base baseball is really an open canvas for you to create the baseball game that you really want to create, but it is based off of sabermetrics. So if you're interested in advanced stats or sabermetrics, that's a really good game for you. It's going to give you a ton of stats right on the cards. You can play, if you buy a whole season, you can get a carded version, which comes with the season, or you can use what I call the roster sheets, which is basically a spreadsheet of all the rated players with their statistics, and you can play that either way. The Pocket Edition is sort of a melding of those two, so you play off the cards, but you generally play the game like you would off of the roster sheet sets. And then you can play on-base baseball if you do the carded version. You can play that right off of the cards. You don't need anything extra. The game engine is on the cards, and you can feel free to bring in things from other games, mechanics for base running or fielding or whatever you want to do. If you want to do rare plays or whatever, there's a big canvas, an open canvas. The game plays fine by itself and plays very quickly and wonderfully. But if you want to add more detail, you can certainly add more detail there. All right. Well, I am out of time this morning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.